So Eleanor and I are sitting here talking about how we protect ourselves from taking on the emotional stuff that's going on. Like she's had, 3 days I've gone without like that number two, and so she's experiencing the same thing, and she has a tendency to do that with her mom, with people she loves, right? So we're talking about something that was part of what I taught many years ago, and that was it's a classic protective mantra to avoid picking up the emotions of other people. And that is, and it's around the world. I mean, I've heard this in Russia as a protection. I'm encapsulated in a bubble of light. Only light can be in my bubble, and only light can enter my bubble. And if you are blessed by having a connection with Jesus in your life, it's I'm encapsulated in a bubble of Christ light. The same thing. Only light can enter my bubble, and only light can be in my bubble. And it's a classic one, and it really works. And I've used it in a couple of really dangerous situations in my life where I needed to be protective. But there are more. There are more of them. When I was in Australia, where I went, I can't remember what year this was. I have to look at the year. Sometime in the 90s, I went with Cherry Jampolsky and Diane Cerencioni Jampolsky, and I've had the great honor and pleasure of knowing them for many, many years. And they were going to this workshop, taking the workshop with soul retrieval. So I decided to hitch along with them. And I just had a feeling I needed to do this. Well, two of the teachers who were teaching it were from John Rogers, the spiritual teacher. And one of the things that they taught me, which I began to use when you're, they use this for like giving big workshops where you've got a lot of people there, don't know you, have a tendency to put you on a pedestal, or which is not a good place to be, right? And so, first of all, they have witnesses around the room just holding the light. And then what I was taught is that you put a mirror, surround yourself with mirrors on four sides, and so that when anybody who looks at you can only see themselves, they can only see their higher selves. They cannot see you. So they don't give their power away, and they cannot, if they're wanting to not be so, to be, what do you call it, maybe a little, I don't know what you call it. What's the word? Maybe a little aggressive toward what you're saying. I don't know. The big thing for me was don't give me your power. Don't see me as your power. Just shine it back on your higher self, and that's all you can see. So I started using that in big events that I was doing, big public events, and that was really useful. And then at one point I had this amazing dream. I woke up with this dream as though it was, totally real. So I saw that I was in our guest house, which we had at the Hungarian horse farm in Los Altos Hills. And I had this idea that I had to clear all of the drawers in the guest house, all of the closets, all of the rooms. I had to spin this energy and transmute it to light. Anything, any kind of energy that was not useful. And so I went like through every room in the house. I pulled out in my dream, or there's a vision that I had, every drawer that I had. And what I saw is that those who tend to pick up stuff, the emotions from others, you pick it up through this navel. That's our emotional center. So we need to close the navel. I just put a cork in your navel, turn it, and then open the bottom of your feet and just feel the breath of Mother Earth come up through your body, and then reach up and take only, just connect into the top chakra, and only the divine energy can come into your body. Only anything that is supportive and connected to the divine can come into your body. And so I did this over and over in my vision, and I had been doing this for years in an exercise that I started in the 70s, actually. Doing is like, going up and connecting with coming up out of my body, connecting around the outer, like both, I can't raise my other arm, other side of the universe, of our known universe. And coming up through the earth and up through my body, and then reversing it the other way, and just making this divine connection, and down through Mother Earth to the very bottom, out the other side, around the universe. And at one point, I was doing this like every day for, I don't know, maybe 4 months. So it's have the breath of the earth, have all of nature, feel our roots, feel our connection to nature. In the process, close off this emotional navel thing. So you can choose any one of those or all of them, and they're all really useful. So because it's not our job to take on the emotions of other people. It's not helpful to us, and it's certainly not helpful to them by any means. If we can just look at the other person and see, we can see their connection to their higher self, and just address that higher self. So that's my pleasure. And in this situation I'm in here, I can't move my arm. I've got a couple of breaks, my elbow and my the top of the humerus. And all I can do is feel the incredible gratitude that you all are here. Look at all these doggies and the kitty, and everybody's here. And I have all this support, and that's all that happened. Because, this is a blessing. So there is some reason that we're all meant to be here.
Oh, yeah.
And all of you who are seeing this on Facebook, remember, in any situation, go to the gratitude. Count the blessings. And in the hospital, it was so interesting because, the hospital food is not ideal. But instead of thinking, being picky, just think, thank you for this food, because there are a lot of people who don't have that. And so send out the gratitude, send out the blessings, send out the love to all the people who at this point in their lives don't have enough, and just give thanks. I give thanks to you, and I give thanks to this amazing World Wide Web that we have to connect in this way.
Thank you, Linda, and I hope all of you get this. How do you share this with the world? Share this.